Right now, I'm in a beautiful villa in a region that was just struck by a pretty devastating earthquake. And in a couple of months, I'm going to be living in this castle, but more on that soon. It's now been about a year and a month of building two online businesses. And every week I sit down and I share the raw updates, the insights, the learnings, the highs and the lows, and the revenue numbers as well. So make sure to stick around to the end of the video for that. My friends, welcome back to my Monday journal. But first, a little update on what's been happening in my world over the past week. So I'm currently in Vanuatu on Efate Island in Port Vila, and I'm here with a bunch of my friends of more than 10 years, 20 years, some of them, celebrating Alan, who is about to get married. Most people, when they get married, would have a bucks party and just drink and go wild and hit the town, but for us, we want to do something a little bit different. And we surprised Alan with a trip here to Vanuatu. I picked him up in the morning and he thought we were just going for a road trip back in Melbourne. And one thing led to another, surprise after surprise, and we landed here in Vanuatu. So I would call this a PG version of a bucks party. Probably the most wild thing we've done is put him on a giant swing and make him take off his clothes. Still has his underwear on, of course, but got to embarrass him just a little bit. Wouldn't be a bucks party without that. But safe to say it's been a pretty busy, jam-packed weekend. We went four-wheel driving, hence all of the mud over this white shirt, which I think I'm gonna have to throw out. We went ziplining, we hit the jungle swing, we've been snorkeling, we've had home-cooked meals, and we've done a lot of tours to soak up the culture and the diversity of this really beautiful, underrated destination. And something that's pretty unique about visiting at this particular time is that about a month ago, they were struck by a pretty devastating earthquake, and most tourists would have cancelled their trip. However, it was really important to me that we still come here because our tourism dollars are supporting the local economy and helping them to rebuild and get back to their normal way of life. But something fascinating that I've noticed is that no matter what's happened, everyone here is just so welcoming and has a smile on their face. So I think it's a lesson, right? It's not about material things. It's about how you view the world, and everyone here has been so welcoming and so appreciative. And that's a bit about what's happening this week. So welcome back to Monday Journal. Let's get stuck into all the good stuff. So kicking things off with the traffic lights. My highlight of the week, it was a hilarious moment on the plane. I convinced our cabin crew to allow Alan to do the rubbish collection wearing his matching pink fairy bread outfit. So all of the passengers had a great laugh, and it was just a really fun moment and great to do something a bit different that's usually so serious. My learning of the week has come about as a result of being here in Vanuatu, and it's that material things don't really matter. The people here were struck by a 7.6 magnitude earthquake, I believe, and there were buildings that came crashing down, injuries, deaths as well. It was quite devastating for the region. However, just visiting over the past few days, it's been impossible to find someone who doesn't have a smile on their face or who doesn't wave at us when we drive past. And it really comes, I think, from inner happiness and inner peace, and makes me appreciate the perspective in life. So grateful to get out to this part of the world and see how other people live. They don't need much. They just need family and a purpose and a smile on their face. So that's been a great learning for me. As for my challenge of the week, it's been really tough. We've had massive bank issues. So finally, we got back the $27,000 that was stolen from our account. And just as everything was going back to normal, we actually had our bank account blocked fully. We hit a limit, which meant that we couldn't spend any more money on ads. And that means when we don't spend money on ads, we don't get new customers. So we lose dozens and dozens of customers for every day that we can't spend. The easy solution for that would be to put on a personal credit card, which I was trying to do, but then I tried to do that. And it turns out my banks blocked my credit cards because I'm over in Vanuatu, and they thought this is a strange place to make a transaction for $1,300 for ads. So they blocked my cards too. It was a lot of scrambling over the weekend. Not gonna lie, it was pretty stressful because I felt like it all fell on my shoulders. The reason for that is because Jai doesn't have access to our ads account because his account is blocked as well. And Mo is in a separate time zone and he doesn't have a card that we could use. I would never ask him to use his own card for something like this. So I just had to show up and make it work. And fortunately, it did, but hopefully we can put in some safeguards so that never happens again. All right, now for a couple questions to ponder. I pose these every week and hopefully you go away and thinking about them. They're all designed so that we can just upgrade our lives, learn a little bit more about ourselves, create a bit more impact, and make more of a difference. So my first question to ponder is, Who's been by your side for years, and how can you show them a gesture of appreciation? And my second question is, if you had no fear of failure, what would be your next bold move? Have a think about it. Let me know in the comments, and let's hold ourselves accountable. All right, so moving on to our Art of Mondays update. We have received 990 applications. We've accepted 103 members. The average age is 27, and they're all lifestyle founders. So people who run online businesses, but also share our values of health, travel, wellness, mindfulness, and balance and freedom as well. In terms of what's happened over the past week, there has been a lot. Before I even flew over here to Vanuatu, we firstly had our monthly campfire chats, and we had about 60 people from all around the world jump on for a 2.5-hour session, and it was awesome. Even though one of them finished at 1:30 in the morning, I always walk away from those feeling hyped, energized, and ready to take my next move. We also launched the Art of Mondays member map, which I'll put on the screen here, and I'm really excited about this because it allows us to see where everyone else in our little Art of Mondays family is at any point in time, and allow us to catch up with them in person. The next update is I booked literally a 1,200-year-old castle in the Italian Alps, where the Art of Mondays crew will live together at the end of April. And I also announced our Art of Mondays residency happening in Canada at the end of July, and it's a treehouse in the middle of the woods. It's going to be epic, a great chance to slow down, appreciate nature, appreciate each other, and facilitate some really strong connection among all of our members. The next update is alongside Mike, one of our members. We hosted the second Melbourne Founder Run Club. We had 6 people from the first time, and this time we had almost 30. So we're doing that once a month, and hopefully it'll go from strength to strength. And it's another great opportunity just to connect in person and learn more about each other. I've also been knee deep in organizing our Japan residency, which starts next week. So you'll see plenty of updates from that, plenty of Jai falling over in the snow because he thinks he can snowboard, but actually he's never done it. And last couple things is, one, we're actually hiring a video editor. I have so many stories to tell, so does Jai, and we want to be able to produce more videos just like this, or like the point of view videos that you've seen before. So if you're interested, drop a note in the comments and we can chat, and I'll send you the application. And our last thing is that we have officially promoted Joe to our head of sales. I think that's a very corporate way of putting it. Essentially, he's just going to lead the next evolution of our sales team and find more alignment with members. So for us, even though we call it sales, what it actually is just getting on calls with people who apply for our community and seeing who's a good fit and seeing who's not. And that's it. So what's been happening this week? A few flights, a few funny moments, and a few stressful moments as well, but that's all part of the deal in building businesses and traveling full-time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate you more than you know, and make sure to subscribe if you want to be kept in the loop about what's happening with Art of Mondays in the Founder Sports Club. I'll put all of the links in the description if you want to check those out, and thanks for being here. We'll see you in the next one.